Nowadays, it really feels like young people or people entering the workforce are just set up to fail from day one. Now, even if you follow all the rules that have worked for everyone, you go above and beyond, you are an honest, hardworking person. I know lots of hardworking, honest people that have done all the right things, studied hard, went to school, got good grades, worked part-time jobs on the side, worked full-time jobs seasonally, went above and beyond, are in the same positions as the bums that just decided to smoke weed and just do nothing after high school. And that's the crazy part now, is that almost everyone is being set up to straight up fail. And you can see this, the prime example, in my opinion, the prime spot that you can see how screwed young people are nowadays is the amount of people still living with their parents, myself included. I still live with my mom, fortunately. I can still stay here. But, back, I don't even know how long ago, maybe 10 years ago, 10 years and more, people were moving out. It was very normal for you to move out in your mid-20s, early 20s, or if we go back even further, it was normal to move out right at 18. And you could get away with it. You could move away, maybe move into an apartment, condo, maybe even a house. And you can start building your life and gain those experiences. Except nowadays, things have changed. And usually what you see are 3 categories, and 2 of them are the ones you mainly see. And then there's the third category. So the first one is the people still living at home, like me. We've done all the right things. We've worked very hard. I'm humble, but I don't want to say I haven't worked hard. I've worked pretty hard, and I could afford to move out, but it's not the smartest choice financially. And people like me, we are staying at home, and it's probably the best case. Like if you want to maximize your finances, this is probably the best thing to do at the moment. Except the bad part is you can't grow in the sense that you're moving away. You're gaining those experiences by yourself, like people have done at this age. And then the other category are the people that moved out, already maybe their mid-20s, early 20s, even late 20s. But again, it's very common to see people still staying at home up until they're 20, 28 maybe. I've seen it tons of times. I've seen 29, I've seen 30s even nowadays. But anyways, that other category of people moving out, except they are now gaining those experiences, which is great. They're growing, they're learning to be by themselves. They're setting themselves up in that sense. But it's probably not the smartest choice financially. Now, I'm not knocking on those people, but it's literally just facts. Like, if you are living in a big city, and that's where all the big jobs are. So let's say you land a big job in a big city, let's say like here in Canada, Vancouver, Toronto. Well, I hate to say it, but the average house price in Vancouver, you have to be making over $1 million. Like, you have to have even 100, 100, 200K, 300K even a year is just barely enough. 100K is not even enough there. So let's say you're a young person and you land a job in one of those big cities. You're not making, maybe you'll make 100K, right? But you're not making too much more over that, 150. You have to be you're going to be working just to pay off bills. That's it. So you're gaining those experiences, but you're working your life away essentially. And you're not really getting further ahead necessarily than the people that are still staying at home. So that's the main problem that we're in, is that most people are in these 2 categories. Now, don't get me wrong. There's exceptions, of course. And that would be the third category that I was talking about. And those are the ultra, the people that got out somehow, but it's very, very rare. So the way I've seen it usually is just having wealthy parents, being born into a wealthy family. You always know someone like that they can get out that way. Their parents buy them a house, and that's really nice. Like, congrats for those people. Unfortunately, not all of us have that opportunity, or you have those people that have the 0.1% of people that you know personally that have, you know, worked very, very, very hard and have a business, or you know what I mean, like extremely high paying job, but usually it's a business, it's not a job, because jobs can only get you so far nowadays, especially if you're just starting out. So the people that grinded something out like a business, and they are now living life on their own terms. Except you really have to be that like top 1% to be in that category. Otherwise, chances are you're going to be like the rest of us. And the sad part about all that is, like I said at the beginning of the video, you can be an honest, hardworking, trustworthy person and do everything right up until that point, and you will still be in the same position as all the people that decided not to take their life serious, and they you know, they stayed home, they play video games, they smoke, or whatever it is. You're still in the same spot as those guys, and that just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And it's burning people out. And that's another thing. It's people are so anxious about, the young people, we're all anxious about money and finances in the future, and it's exhausting. Everyone is exhausted, because how are we going to do everything right and follow all the steps, you know, get really good job, or set yourself up to get a really good job? We can't even get a job, mind you, a lot of people. Get really high grades, degrees, you know, courses, everything, and you know, projects, volunteering, so much stuff that you can do, and it's just not rewarding you. It's not rewarding us anymore. So it's really making us question, what is the point of this anymore? I don't know. Even me, I'm still trying my hardest in every single aspect, but will it pay off? I'm not even sure. A lot of people feel disrespected for, you know, replaceable, unfulfilled, myself included at times, and things are not easy for young people. And then that's why it seems that we are set up to fail right from day one, right from turning 18, when you're out of high school and you have to start worrying about things on yourself. You realize that we are cooked. Like, at that time back then, I mean, even me, when I was back in high school, I was working, like, even before that, when I was like 15, I started working at 14. That little part-time minimum wage job got me like pretty far. And nowadays I'm working 60, 70 hours a week, 2 jobs and my own side hustles. And I feel like I might be stuck, like, living at home for a while, which I don't mind. But, you know, at some point you have to branch out, you know what I mean? And that's the fear. That is the point that we're at nowadays. And you really have to be that top 1% to succeed. Now, do I have a solution for this again? My best solution, as always, is you got to keep those income streams up and keep working hard. And we just can't let down. I think that's the only way to get past this, is we have to work, and try to get the most money and the best money for your time. Because you can work your whole life. Nowadays, you can work a job your whole life and you will never afford a house. So you have to pick wisely and spend your time wisely, building skills that can eventually pay you enough in the long run. Even if that doesn't necessarily mean you're earning right now, but if you will earn big in the future, that's what you have to do. You can't stay at these dead-end jobs anymore. Loyalty is no longer rewarded like it once was. Back in the day, you could stay at the same job, whether that be a factory job, you know, mailman, something, you know, even just at a grocery store. Seen it tons of times. And you get rewarded for staying loyal. You get a good pay, you get good pension, and you can afford everything you need. But nowadays, it's just not like that. So pick your choices wisely now. And that's all I got to say today. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.